Okay, so in this video we will be discussing how to create a circular linked list, right? Suppose I have a head, suppose this is 100, this is 100, 200, 300 and 400, and I have my linked list, like I have values 6, 7, 8, 9. This is null because it is the last node. This will contain the address of another node which will point this way. This will not contain null, that was the point. This will contain 100, right? So this will point to the first node, this will point to the second node, this will point to the third node, and the last node will point to the first node, right? This will point to first node and my tail will point to last node, that will contain 400, right? Now how to create this type of circular linked list, right? So first of all we will start with our own user defined data type. So I will take a struct node, I will create my own user defined data type. I will take its two parts, first int data and second is for pointer, which will point to the data type a struct node, which will be next, right? And here I will take a pointer head, right, which will point to the first node, and a pointer tail which will point to the last node, right? Now what I will do, I will write a code for creating my circular linked list, right? Suppose I will write a function void create circular linked list, right? And the code for this will be, first of all what I will do, I will create node one by one running in a loop. So I will first declare a variable choice is equal to 1, and within that loop while choice I will make my nodes, right? So I will do this thing, and I will also declare the times I will create a new node, that address of that node will be stored in a pointer. Suppose new node, right? New node, right? Suppose at first I will create a node having 6 data, and that address of that node will be stored here first, and then I will again create one, then this will point to this, this and this, right? So I will declare my own pointers struct node pointer new node, right? This I will declare, and right, and at first I will make my head 0, right? At first my head will contain 0, and accordingly when my head will be 0, I will store the address of my first node, and my head will not 0. I will accordingly use another variable called tail, and I will traverse my array and I will store the value one by one. So for that, let me create my first node, right? Suppose I am erasing this, right? So what I have right now, I have nothing basically, right? What I have right now is this also I am erasing, right? So first I have a pointer head which contains 0, and I have my data type, right? This is my, sorry, I have my data type, this is my data type, right? Now for first node, when I will create my first node, I will return the address using my malloc function, right? Malloc function returns the address of my user defined data type, that is my node, and from here I will give it size. So one node I have to create first, so I will write this here, and because I want it to return a pointer which will point to the user defined data type that I have decided for myself. So I will write it here asterisk for returning pointer, and here I will write new node, right? This I will write, and then I will ask my user, right? This time I will ask my user to input the data, and user will input data. So for there, using a scanf, I will take my data and I will put my data, right, to the data member of the node, right? Suppose user has entered 6, so he will store 6 here. Suppose the address is 100, right? Sorry, this is the data part. And for here storing null, I will write, right, I will write here new node. The next part I will store null here, right? And now suppose if head is 0, right, here head is 0, so new node head will be equal to new node, and this will also be equal to tail, because for tail, right, here it is 100 and tail is pointing here. Here is head and this is also pointing here, right? And using tail I will create my more nodes, right? So now I am erasing this part. Right. So now I will write this part. Now as head is equal to tail is equal to new node, there I will store what? 100, right? Because I have to create a circular linked list, right? And the last node will point toward the first node. This is the basic rule of circular linked list. So I will write here, see carefully, right? I will write here tail, right? I will write here tail. It will go to the next member, and here I will store head, right? Right? Now else part, if I will create a new node again, right? Suppose 7 and the address of this is 200, right? So I will point my tail this time here. So for that, and here it is 0 initially, right? This, the address is 200, here it is 0 initially, and I want to store 100, right? So at else part, with help of tail next, tail is equal to tail next, right? So it will point there, and there I will store, right? With help of tail, I went there, sorry, this is not, I should write, new node is pointing here, my new node is pointing here, right? So what I will write, yes, tail was pointing here, right? So here I have to store what? 200, so that it will point here, right? And here I have to store 100 so that it will point here, and then my circular linked list will be prepared. So I will write tail of next member with a store what? The address of my new node, right? And then what I will do, I will move my tail ahead, right? Tail is equal to new node, so that tail will point now here, right? And I will write then, to store here 100, I will write new node, right? New node, or let's say tail of next now will be head, right? Right. So now display all this, what I will do, I will again create a function void display, and for that what I will do, suppose I initialize another variable called temp, right? So a struct node pointer temp for my printing the values, and suppose I write temp is equal to head and I want to print now, right? So how I will print? While temp of next, right? Temp is head, while temp of next is not equal to head or tail of next, right? Tail of next. Until then, right? Tail of next means head, right? Sorry, tail of next means the address, right? This. So until my temp will go there, my temp will point here, right? My temp will point here at a time, and once it will become, when it will get the address of first value, it will stop, right? So for that I will write printf %d temp of data, and then temp equal to temp of next, right? So what happens? Temp of next. Now suppose temp is pointing now here, right? Temp is pointing here 200, and temp of next is not equal to head until, so suppose at when it will point here and in the loop it will become temp of next, temp is equal to temp of next, that is 100, right? Until it will print. So for printing the last value, right? For printing the last value, I have to again write printf %d temp of data, right? After that while loop, because there will reach a point when temp of next will be pointing there, right? And within that loop it will get to the next, it will become equal to the next, which will point toward the first. So for printing that data I have to write this separately, right? Printf % temp goes to data member of the my user defined data type, right? This was how to display. Now let's discuss how to insert a node, right? So I am erasing this. Right. So suppose I have prepared the circular linked list once again, and it is something like this: head, right? 100, 100, 200, 300, 400. This is pointing to the first node. This is pointing to the last node. Second is pointing to the third node, and fourth is pointing to the second node. 6, 7, 8, 9, right? This. And at position 3, this is position 1, position 2. At position 3, I want to insert a new node. right, 7.5, and the address will be suppose 250, and here it will it is null for initially, right. So how I will insert? I will declare struct node 2 pointers, new node which will store the the address of my node, and other pointer which is temp, which will help me inserting this, because with help of temp I will traverse one by one, right. And then I will write int position for asking user, and I for running my loop. I is equal to 1, 2, 3, it will go, right. And then I will write, I will ask my user, right, he will tell me using the scanf, I will take the position, right, ampersand position. So I will ask my user, and then what I will do, first I will make my temp equal to head, or if head is not given, I will make my temp equal to tail, right, because tail will point here, and tail of next, right. Now I will run my loop, right. Suppose I want to insert here at position 3. So I want that my temp will point here, right. I will not want to temp point here, because if my temp will point here and new node will point here, this is my new node and it stores 250, right. It stores 250. So this is new node and it stores 250, and with help of temp and new node I can easily insert this here, right. So while I, with every iteration when I is equal to 1, my temp will able to go to the next node. So when I is less than equal to position -1, then I will run my loop. Temp will go to temp of next, right, and I plus plus. Now here comes the crucial part. Now here new node next part will be what? 300, right. So new node next will be what? Temp of next, because this is also 300. So I will get my 300 from temp of next, and this I have to store this. So temp of next will be new node, right. Temp of next will be new node. So I establish the link here and here. This is 300, this is 250. So in this way I can insert my node, right. So this is all for today.